I think I'm productive during class time pretty well. You know, some classes are different from others. Like in an elective class, I wouldn't say I'm as productive as an academic class or an honors class or any of like the main four classes. So I'd say I'm pretty productive. Some classes differ. I am able to finish my classwork in most days. Kind of depends on the people I'm sitting around. My friends, I'm going to get more distracted sitting with people that I don't really talk to, so I can just do my work. Decent amount of homework, not as like much as other people. I'd say on average per night that it takes me to finish my homework is about an hour or like an hour and 15. I'd give it an hour.
I would say like throughout the class periods, I'm very productive. There's times where I'll get sidetracked and conversate with friends. For the most part, I try and stay on track and complete my work. Typically, I have a good amount of homework. It varies from green to gold days, I would say. I feel some classes assign more homework rather than classwork when class time could be used more effectively.
Personally, I'm a very productive student. I like to get all my work done. I don't like to have homework. I have other commitments outside of school. Utilizing my time in class allows for the best outcome in having as little as possible homework. Typically, on most nights, I would only spend at most 30 minutes on my homework with some other projects, and some occasionally it could be boosted to 1 hour to 2 hours. I do have a lot of personal time outside after like 8 o'clock, so if I get my homework done between 7 and 8, I usually have like 2 hours until I gotta go to bed. I think that's enough. I feel that teachers should give their students homework that they can finish in class or is mostly doable in class, so even if you don't finish, you have a little bit for homework. I do have a lot of those teachers where you do have work to do that is classwork, and if you don't finish in class, it does become homework. I really like that. I rarely spend time really staying up on homework. Most days I don't have work, so I do have from 3 to 10. I think a lot of people who say that they're kept up late by homework are procrastinating or do have other commitments that will last up until that point. Like usually work ends at like 7 to 9, so I do have an hour or two to finish my homework, which is more than plenty. Especially when my teacher's work is able to be mostly done during class, then I usually have little to no homework.
I would say, yeah, I think it would be a fair system. I think unfinished classwork could be homework, and then the homework that the teacher had for the class could be taken away and put to another day. Because I feel like classwork, you're mostly taught about something, and then homework is kind of regain that knowledge and just kind of test the knowledge that the teacher gave you through classwork. So I wouldn't mind that.
I think that unfinished classwork becoming homework is pretty normal as long as the teacher is aware of how much work they're giving the student. If they give them an impossible amount of work to do within the class time, and that bleeds over probably an hour into after school time, I think that's a little much. All of my teachers have kept it pretty like saying if you really bunker down and sit down and do your work, you can get it done.
I feel like it depends on the assignment. If it's a manageable assignment that is able to be completed in the allocated time, I believe that's completely fair. But if it's just something unrealistic that couldn't be completed in class, I wouldn't find that fair.